All
right.
right.
My man Will, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure working with you at Custom Ink on these badass Complete Fighter shirts.
Yes, sir.
And now I get to sit down and actually learn more about you and your mission, your passion, and everything that you are. And so, thank you for joining me today.
No, I appreciate the invitation, man. It's pretty cool. It's my first time on a podcast, and yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm glad to get you on when I actually have a little setup instead of in the locker room like I was telling you.
Hey,
but
this is legit, man. This is like a movie set.
hey,
I like it.
We're trying to make it happen, man.
Absolutely.
So, for all the people who don't know who you are, give us a brief rundown of who you are, what you're up to, and just a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Will B. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. I did live in the Bronx for about 6 years when I was a kid. But I'm a country baby, you know, cook out in Bojangles for life. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Your steak and potatoes for life.
So born in Raleigh and then moved up to the Bronx when you were younger, and then moved back down?
Yeah, so we moved up there when I think I was about 4 years old, came back when I was 10, about to be 11.
Nice.
So I spent a few years in the city. You grew up fast in the city.
Yeah, what did you learn in the city growing up for those 6 years? I can't imagine. Like, I grew up right outside of DC, and the small experience that I had venturing into that city, like just don't go to Southeast, things like that is. But how did the Bronx kind of shape who you are right now?
Well, both my parents are New Yorkers. They both from the Bronx, so they met in Modell's. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Modell's, but everybody in New York gonna know what that is.
Okay.
And it's like a sporting type store. Right? So
they all closed down now. But
Okay.
Modell's,
that's where they met when they were kids.
Yeah. And we had a Modell's in Springfield Mall.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day.
Down here?
Or in Virginia.
Oh, copy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back up there was a good experience just to see where my parents come from, and a lot of my family's still in New York to this day. That was an experience because we lived in the projects where things was very rough, and we grew up very, very poor. So it was just good for me to see people who can struggle and still be happy with themselves.
Wow.
You know, because not everything is bad as in the hood. It's like there's very happy people there, very ambitious people there. So it just taught me that when you come from the bottom, you can rise up. You just have to keep grinding, keep your head down, stay humble. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing. And so while you were in New York, and you weren't living the best life. Did life continuously get better until you moved down to? Like, did you work your way up to then leave New York?
I went up there with my mom and to take care of my grandmother. She was very ill. We came back when she had a better ability to take care of herself, and that's basically why we went up there. We came down here and I was 10. Me and my brother was running around in the streets, just being young knuckleheads together, and you learn a lot of lessons down here in the South too, right?
Yeah.
Because even down here, we grew up, in Raleigh in some really rough places. It was tough. It was a tough upbringing, but it makes you tougher when you go through things like that, those tough times, and those times in poverty. Now, when life is better, and you can really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. I completely understand. I mean, my dad was like a strong figure that I was born in Virginia, moved to Colorado for about 6 years, and then during very similar story. I mean, from those 6 years, we weren't really living the best life. Patio furniture in our crib, things like that, and then he really pulled us out of that when we moved to Virginia, which I'm completely grateful for, kind of setting us up with the life that he wished he had.
Yeah, for sure.
And so always grateful for that. It sounds like we have a similar kind of upbringing, a little tough. Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it, man. Yeah. It's a part of the reason why I made this company Complete Figher Combat Gear is because I've been struggling fighting my whole life. Whether it was Bronx or Raleigh or, you struggle for every dollar you get. You struggle to keep relationships going. You struggle to keep the friends that you have. The hardest struggle is the mental battle that you have on a daily basis to stay motivated and ambitious and continuing to pursue your dreams.
Oh, yeah.
People can tear you down. There's a lot of negative people in the world, but you got to just smile in their faces and keep working.
There's a lot more good in the world than bad. And
I think so.
If you only see the negative, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, I think so.
Or if you can't see a negative and flip it into a positive, that's where I think life begins.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, agreed, man.
Yeah,
agreed.
So when did you start fighting?
Yeah.
Was it something that happened like maybe in school or something before it got into a organization, or how did it come about?
Yeah, so when I was young, my mom was a big Cotto fan, Miguel Cotto.
Oh.
And we would watch all his fights. We would watch all the Floyd Mayweather Jr. fights. So boxing was a big thing in my family. And we Puerto Rican and black, so we all up in all the fights, okay? That's what we did. But I remember when I was younger, I wanted to do something different. I think I was about 17 at the time. I called my cousin Tony. I said, I want to be a personal trainer like you. He would bring me to the gym and bring me around people.
Yeah.
And he was like, do it, cuz. So I went through NASM, became a CPT through National Academy of Sports Medicine.
Very cool.
And from there, that's how I actually got hired at the same gym I was training at, LA Boxing in Cary at the time. And that was my first introduction into coaching. But as far as getting trained was a couple years before that. I trained with Bonnie Mann. She was a world champion at one point. Awesome fighter. She's an author now. You should look her up. She got an incredible book. Yeah, she got an incredible book. But she's the one who taught me how to hit the speed bag, how to do jump rope, how to do the neck exercises, and she kind of gave me that real good foundation. But when I went to LA Boxing as a coach, one of my coaches was Nasser Abdullah, and he was the one who really just put me through the ringer. You know, not just as a fighter in the gym, just on a mental level, being prepared for anything. So we would come into the gym sometimes, and he said, I got 10 guys for you tonight. I want you to fight all of them. I'm like, all right, cool. No, he's like, all back to back. I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, word? Like, Nas was real like that, but he put me to the test, and, you know, I'm very grateful for it. You know, shout out to Big Nas, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you started boxing at, you say 14, and then
that was the first time I actually got coached on how to box. Yeah, I think I was 14, 15 years old. Yep, young snapperoo.
Yep. I'm half Spanish. My Spanish side all lives in Colorado.
Yeah.
And they are big boxing MMA fans too. So we used to have, like, literally we'd have a big 4th of July party. They'd have gravel on the back lot, and they'd throw a piece of plywood down, and then they'd be like, all right, Roman, you're boxing little Emmanuel from down the street. I hope you're ready. And they were all throwing money on us, and I was like a little 7-year-old kid. Those damn boxing gloves were bigger than my head.
Yep.
But we were in there just going at it.
Yeah.
And that was something that, like, it was different for me because I was wrestling back in those days too. It was like I was just starting, but then I had no idea how to throw a punch, how to even, like, I was one of those kids turning away from those punches, like,
for sure,
just naturally trying to defend myself. But it's awesome just having that exposure and getting just exposed to that kind of that combat of a sport and just toughness. Things like that.
Yep, absolutely.
Like at a young age. I mean, even like 14, I feel like it's still a young age too, where it's like these things you take with you forever.
Yeah, for sure. You keep it forever, man. And now that I got kids, you know, I show them a little something every now and then.
Yeah.
Make sure they stay sharp. But, you know, before you get into the boxing gym, you in the streets. So I was fighting since I was a kid. Whether I was fighting my older brother or fighting a kid down the street. You know, I remember being a little kid, maybe 5 years old. My brother's 7, and these kids would call us Burrito Brothers. My last name's Borrero. They say Burrito Brothers, and we would go tear them up all the time. But those were our buddies at the same time. When you're young, you get over it quick.
Oh yeah,
you'll get older, start holding grudges. Yeah. But even in Raleigh, when I was growing up, you know, me and all my buddies from the north side, all the homies would get together and slap boxing and wrestling, and all of my friends played basketball, football, and they was all bigger and stronger, and it put a challenge on me, which when I took it to the gym, I was able to, you know, do very well for myself and enjoy myself. As far as learning how to fight. But my heart was always in coaching, and I'm glad that I took that route, even though the big part of me still wishes I had took my fighting career more serious.
Yeah.
What coaching has done for me is just give me an opportunity to change a lot of lives, so you can't beat that, you know?
Yeah, that's the goal, is to impact as many lives as possible
on
this planet when we can.
Yep.
So before we go into your coaching, tell us a little bit about your boxing career and how it went.
Yeah, so when I got into boxing, Nas was the first one to actually put me out there and make me travel and start to spar different guys in different gyms. And we had a guy named Anthony. He would record for us and let us watch after, you know, so you can kind of learn what you're doing.
Yeah.
And Nas was a tough one. If you felt like I ain't do good, and I had to do a couple rounds with him, and he was just, you know, when somebody got your number in the gym, you can't beat him. He was that guy for me.
Especially if it's a coach.
Yeah.
Coach, you ain't never going to have his number. He's always got your number.
Yeah. He ended up turning pro and everything. He's a legit fighter. But he's the one who put me to the test. Now, when I got older, you know, I spent a lot of years coaching. I got reached out by Patrick Finklin. He's the president of amateur boxing in the state. But at the time, he was vice president. And he runs Warrior Saints Boxing Gym in Fayetteville. And he said, I like your post. I see you motivated. I want to give you an opportunity. Come out here to Fayetteville. Box for me. So I said, for real? And he's like, yeah, don't worry about nothing. I want you to be in the gym 8 hours a day like a damn job. So I was there.
That's
I was
awesome.
there with Patrick, for almost a year. Wow. I lost that opportunity because of being younger and dumber and thinking that I knew better than him. I didn't want to take his advice, so I went back to Raleigh. But me and Patrick still friends to this day. I love Patrick to death, man. He's the one who really believed in me and gave me a chance. So
God, retrospect is crazy sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I even look back. I mean, I was literally a sports and exercise psychology major while I was still competing in college. But I was too stubborn to take any of the lessons that they were teaching me because I thought I had all the answers. Yep. And it was literally like, man, if I would have just dialed in a little bit more. I was literally in my head. It was like the psychology was all it was. It took me out. It was my missing piece. And now now, like you mentioned, coaching, it's like, I got to give that to my kids and make sure that that's not the piece that they're missing. Yes. Because I want them to be complete fighters.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I like how you did that.
Man. So then you went back to Raleigh. Yes. And you kept boxing.
No, at the time I didn't have a gym to go to. That was my last hoorah. Oh, wow. After that, I said, you know what? It's very difficult to find good boxing gyms in the Raleigh-Durham area. There are some. Massey's a good coach. There's some other guys out there who are really good, but I was like, man, I want to get into MMA, and ended up moving out to High Point with my fiance. We had a child together, and I started going to a small gym in Greensboro, and it was a great MMA gym. I learned a lot of experience there. But when I had 2 children now, I knew that my fight career was over because I had a choice, right? And as a man, it was a very hard choice. Either I could neglect them to a point and my old lady and continue to pursue my dreams, or I can just be there 100% as a father, unlike my biological father was, and be completely different than that individual was. So I chose my family over my dreams. And you know what? I don't regret it not one bit.
I was about to ask, was it a hard choice?
I mean, at the time it was, because when your heart is filled with passion, you don't want to let it go.
At all.
But the love you get from the kids defeats that passion every day. So, I mean, I'm good without it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's cool.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, there's always that phrase that sticks with me. That's like, I feel like every dad says it. It's like they don't know what happens until they see the little baby, and then it's like, and then life changes from then on. And
things change.
It's funny. I've seen it with a lot of my friends, and I'm sure my friends will see it in me too. And I'll be grateful for that when that day comes. But and so, what did life look like after you chose your family and started pursuing the coaching aspect? Yeah,
so that was actually towards the tail end of my coaching career. So I started at 18. I finished at 30.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that was towards the end of it. Yeah. Okay. And at that point, I already did a ton. I mean, I was at LA Boxing from I think 18 to about 22, if I remember correctly. And they got bought out by the UFC gym, so we had jiu-jitsu guys in there, kickboxers.
I didn't know that they got bought out by UFC. I was wondering. I didn't see any more LA Boxing.
Yeah, LA Boxing, the one in Cary did. Now, I don't know if it was a whole franchise movement, like they just swapped them out. But the one in Cary swapped from LA Boxing to UFC gym. Learned a ton there. And then from there, I actually applied to a place called East Coast Boxing. I don't think they're around anymore in Cary, but I was the head coach there for about 2 years before I started my own company called Train to Go Gym, where I would go train athletes through there. So I did a lot, man, from personal training to boxing, coaching to, I mean, you name it, I've done it, man. Weightlifting, powerlifting. So,
and so from my experience, is LA Boxing a group fitness?
Yeah, so a ton of heavy bag swinging everywhere, and you're teaching a bunch of people. Yes. And every now and then you would get that 1 or 2 special people who actually need that attention because they really are pursuing it as a career, and for them it's not just fitness. And those are the guys that are kind of rock with me, and Eric and Shane Plotz, and just all the boys, Nas, and all of us back in the day. It was a good time, man.
I got some really good friends that coach out at Rockbox out here, which is a gym that's now I feel like it's taken over the East Coast.
Oh yeah, I hear about them all the time.
Yeah, and so she's crushing it over there, and I'm always grateful for going to her classes and things like that. I'm always in there just getting after it.
Get you in shape, man.
And that was actually, it was funny when I was getting out of NASCAR and before I got into Lululemon, the guy who introduced me to Lululemon was like, "Do you want to come work out with us and he introduced me to the store manager, and it was at a Rockbox gym, and that was where I felt the most comfortable.
Yeah.
It probably was the best place for me to meet everybody, because it was like a team sweat with the whole team and the regional managers and stuff, and then I felt so comfortable in my zone. Not because I knew anybody in the room, but just because I knew my way around the bag.
Yes.
I knew my way around the fitness stuff, and so they saw me kind of kicking, going, and it was to the point where it's like I could box as well as encourage other people to step up.
Yeah,
too.
for sure. Yeah.
That's what group fitness I feel like is about.
Absolutely.
It's like if you can help elevate somebody else, that person next to you, do what you can. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
Between rounds, knuckle them up. Like have some fun.
Or
like,
if they're tired, just be like, keep punching the bag, whatever, just motivating. Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Now I'm like, I want to work out by myself. I want headphones on. I want nobody to talk to me.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like my fiance, she get upset because it might be 1 a.m. I can't sleep. I'm going to the gym. She's like, I'm like, there's nobody there to bother me or hey, you know. And which I don't mind being friendly at the gym, but I'm there to train for a purpose, right? I'm trying to be in better shape. I'm trying to grow my body, get stronger mentally. And sometimes that focus for me leads me to not want to talk to nobody. I just want to be fucking focused on what I'm doing, man.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm in there. I'm in there with you. I was like working out by myself in NASCAR and stuff, and then when I got to Lululemon, I was like, let's just jump into this group fitness thing. I was like, I love community, and that's where community came, my core value and things like that. And so it's been a cool journey, kind of learning that group fitness side, as well as still being able to use my maze, my medicine ball, and everything. Get that solo work in too.
Yeah, the best community for me was Iron Tribe Fitness. Iron Tribe Fitness. I think they're now called Ignium Strength in Cary. That location is a different owner now, but. At Iron Tribe, I mean, you would train. It's kind of like a CrossFit type gym. Yeah. You would do a lot of barbell movements with different athletes, and you can still do one-on-ones. That community was nothing to play with. Them people loved each other. They worked hard. Yeah. And you know, they accepted me for who I was. I'm a straightforward type person. You know, very brutally honest. Gotta be. And I'm a little hard on them. You know, Coach will be. Everybody knows I'm gonna push you to the top, but. You know, they accepted that, and a lot of them did fantastic changes. Sherry Lair is one of the athletes there. And she lost like 60 pounds in like 6 months, man. And this woman has 8 children. Wow. Yes, sir. So, I mean, she just completely went in there and just motivated me. I'm like, damn, I got to step my game up. Like, yeah. So that community was tight-knit. That was a cool experience. I can imagine. Yeah. So then once it became UFC gym, you kept coaching, and that's where you kind of diversified and learned some jiu-jitsu and things like that as well? Yeah, there was a really cool guy there, and I forgot his name. It was many years ago. All good, all good. You get hit in the head enough and had a couple brews, you even had the same memory. You get put to sleep, and then you're like, put me to sleep. Exactly, but he used to show me some stuff. Obviously, I didn't have a gi, but he would show me some no-gi stuff. There was a couple guys there that were very much into kickboxing and show me a couple Muay Thai tricks too. Nice. And we would just enter just young and hungry and ambitious and just spar, no headgear, throw the mouthpiece in, blood, sweat, and tears. Wow. You know, and just push each other to the top, man. It was that. If you was there, you knew what it was, man. We was on it. We was on it every day. So yeah, it was a good time, man. It sounds like fun because I remember. It sounds like just like my college wrestling experience where it's just like at that point I was like living with 5 badass dudes, you know. Yeah. It's like I had 5 tough guys that were just in my clique with me. No matter where we went, we were the toughest guys that anybody could find. Yeah. And so we were bouncing at nightclubs, and gosh, we were just so much testosterone. It was almost just unnecessary. Thinking about it now, but the best of times. Oh hell yeah. Literally the best of times. You can't I'll trade nothing for the times that I had with when you have people that are grinding with you, that community, and you guys are all putting in the hard work, and you can look next to you and you see someone dying, and you can look on the other side and someone's dying, and then they're looking at you and you're dying. And you're like, I'd rather be nowhere else. Yeah. That community love that you get through group fitness or just people who are on the same mission as you is great. So even if I go to the gym now, I like to work out by myself and not talk, but I can still admire those that are focused too. Oh yeah. Because anybody can go to the gym. That don't mean nothing. You on your phone, you playing around, you taking 20-minute rest in between sets, and you think you can get better? No, sir. I look at the guys that's over there bleeding out his nose, and he just flicks it on the floor and gets back on the squat bar like, y'all clean it up later. It's savage time. Like, chalk on the hands,
Yeah.
It's time to go, man.
You hear that clunk thing go off at Planet Fitness?
Oh, hell no. I done got kicked out of every Planet Fitness in Raleigh-Durham area. They know who I am.
I was thinking about trying Planet Fitness, but I don't know.
Nah, I don't think you're going to fit into it. They kicked me out for doing muscle-ups, man.
Wait, no. So they actually limit the stuff you do, too? I know that you can't drop weights and things like that.
I know they serious about the weights. Now, I think it's staff, too, right? Some of them more strict than others. Some might be cool. But one of them seen me doing muscle-ups. I think I was about 25. Gotta go. Got to go. Yep, gave me the boot.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I mean, it kind of speaks for that, how do I say it? It speaks for that type of gym.
Yeah. That's not my style. I'm into the gym where people, when they're serious.
Like, I want to go and work, not a gym that takes your membership money and hopes you don't show up.
Look, don't bring me no pizza in the middle of my workout. You know
After weigh-ins.
Yeah, come on now. Steak and potatoes. You know what I'm saying? We looking better now. Iron Tribe Fitness is something I want to touch back on again because not only was the community great, they threw a hell of a party.
Ooh.
They throw some parties at the gym.
Yeah.
Oh man, boy, up in there just dancing, having a good time, drinking with everybody.
I love that.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. I miss all those people back there.
Especially
Shout out to anybody who was with us back in the day, Iron Tribe, man.
Iron Tribe Fitness in Cary?
Yeah, it was in Cary.
Shout out Cary, Iron Tribe. That was the spot, huh?
That was the spot. I think it's Ignium Strength now, but yeah, that was a good time. I was there for about 2 years.
Nice.
And that was the end of my coaching career. I finished on a high note. I finished learning a lot and being able to work on some things I haven't been able to, which is teaching people more of the squat, bench, and deadlift. You know, teaching them the snatch, the clean and jerk. The things that I really wanted to teach for years, but maybe that gym didn't have the equipment or people weren't interested.
Yeah.
So that was a great way to finish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Where did you learn how to clean, squat, snatch, and all those?
So as a CPT, that's something you learn, and throughout the years, you know, I would just find people who were lifting in the gym, and if they looked like they had better technique, I would go to them. Kind of like the go to the most experienced person in the gym type deal, you feel me?
Yeah.
But when I got older, I met a guy named Coach Nick. Me and him coached at Iron Tribe, and he would just work me on technique because this guy was like certified for like weightlifting coaching.
Nice.
And I'd be like, yo, Nick, put me on, my brother. So he's like, I got you, yo. Bring your legs out, do this, do that, and he helped my technique a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was a great asset.
Yeah, because I started lifting seriously in college.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started getting strong, and I had a coach, Tanner Cole. Shout out to Tanner. He taught me. He basically just worked my he molded me because I had the most. My knee joints are like so.
Like profound, like they just
in a good they're just like I can squat ass to grass no problem. I can catch anything of a snatch clean, but I just didn't have anything to strengthen it up. And so I had a lot of flexibility and stuff in my legs. My form was always perfect, and then he helped me with the strength, and it was just phenomenal. Like just cleaning, snatching, those things just made it more fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I had a football coach that. It was the West Virginia football coach that trained us, Daryl. Shout out to Daryl too, because that guy it wasn't even about wrestling anymore. It was like his strength coaches or his strength programs were like, I hope that, like his strength coach made you question if you wanted to wrestle.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's like, do I love wrestling? Because I don't love weight room and this stuff sucks, but do I love wrestling enough to do this? He made me question a lot, but he worked us out and it was all just like leg press, bench, all those straightforward exercises, but I liked navigating my way around the bar and things like that. That's what I felt like was fun. The balance of catching a dang snatch and then standing it up and both things like that.
It's a different level of strength. You know, it's different than like getting under the bar and just hitting a bench
coordination
press.
Too.
Yeah, you need a lot of coordination.
Yeah.
A lot of dexterity.
Yeah.
A lot of agility. It requires something different for weightlifting, like compared to something like powerlifting. Because I'm a powerlifter. USAPL.
Yeah.
I love powerlifting. I competed twice. I love it. But weightlifting it's something you could just enjoy because you're moving a bar in a very particular way, and to control some heavy weight makes you feel good.
Oh yeah.
You know, but I learned more from another coach as well. He's the coach at Out of Step Barbell in Greensboro, North Carolina. That coach was unbelievable. I mean, I went there for probably about a year and some change, and I mean. And he knew he was dealing with a powerlifter. So he was like, all right, I know you want to bench press. I know you want to squat. But, hey, let's work on that snatch today. Or let's work on the clean. You know, we're gonna just isolate the jerk. And he really pushed me, man. Yeah, he was a great. Yeah, shout out to Out of Step Barbell, man, Greensboro.
Wow,
it's a great gym, man.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So 30 came, you stopped coaching at
Yeah.
Iron Tribe.
Yeah.
What happened next?
So I made a promise to myself at 30 that when I made a choice on something I wanted to do, I pursue it 100%. Like I would just go for it because now that I know, you know, as a father, I'm gonna be dedicated to them and not pursuing a fight career. I was like, I'm gonna take it serious. So I got into powerlifting and started watching Larry Wheels on YouTube. And you know, I grew up. I knew a couple guys that lifted, but after I seen Larry and a couple guys online, I said, "Yeah, these guys are monsters." I was like, "Hold on, I gotta get my strength together." So I actually signed up for my first meet when I was 30 years old. Went out and competed. Got absolutely destroyed. Them boys were stronger than the Ox, but guess what? I mean, they just were so loving and so caring. And I thought, you know, you get a bunch of big people around that are strong, male and females, it'd be a lot of hate. No, it wasn't that. It was a USAPL meet. It was a North Carolina versus South Carolina battle on the border.
Wow.
And I was there by myself. I drove by myself, went out there and competed. And I needed help. I didn't even know how it worked. It was my first time at a meet ever.
You're like, what do I do for my first round? How many rounds do I get? I don't want to blow my load on my first one. What I miss?
But they came out there, they helped me, and I fell in love with it, man. I
That's
really
awesome.
did. Yeah, competed twice in CrossFit too.
Really?
Yeah, just to experience it.
Yeah, just to experience it. Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. And what was what did you think about the CrossFit experience of competing in that?
First of all, anybody who reaches the top level of CrossFit, you're not human.
Is a freak.
You're not human.
Yeah.
It takes a different level of dedication to get your body to that type of level where you can literally do anything at a high level. It's crazy. So a lot of respect to the CrossFit people.
Yeah.
It was a great experience for me, but I realized after my second time doing it, like I enjoy it, but I don't want to pursue that 100%. The powerlifting and the bodybuilding is something that's just more closer to who I am.
Yeah.
So I just love growing the body and learning about the body and squat, bench, and deadlift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, I went on a cruise called Wad on the Waves a while back, and it was a big CrossFit cruise. I mean, it was like Richard Froning, Brooke Wells, I can't even name all the people there, but just anybody who's a big name in CrossFit was there, and it was like, I mean, I was in love just because I was surrounded by all these fitness women, and I was like, dang. But then it was like, they would actually have workouts during the day that were just like that the whole ship would do. Yeah. And it was phenomenal. Yeah. And it was just like, but then Carrie Pierce, I got to work out with her, and she, we were doing a ski-urge. Yeah. Yeah. And we were just going rounds, and that woman was a beast. Yeah. She beat me on every freaking split. and she went first, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna beat her on this in my first split. I went the hardest I could on my first split, and she still beat me. And then she got better for every split after that. Yes. And I was like, she's a freak. Yeah. Yeah. There were definitely some freaks out there. And so, Rich is a freak. Rich has an engine that just don't stop. That guy is, him and Matt Fraser are just like Matt Fraser, unbelievable athletes, man. Yeah. Those are monsters. When you see them out there, you know it's go time. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that sport is so interesting. I mean, it is. When I did it, I was in NASCAR, and I was the biggest and strongest I've ever been. I was like 195. Yeah. Solid. Yeah. But I couldn't I didn't feel like I could move my body too well. Yeah. Even though once I warmed up, I was good, but I couldn't move my body, and I just felt achy. Yep. And then I kind of went and did yoga when I was for 6 months. I did all yoga, and then I felt too elastic. Felt too noodly. So now I'm in the middle where I'm trying to find my happy place. That balance. I got my strength, and I mostly find in the wrestling. Because it's I feel like the wrestling is just such an all around workout. I mean, when we do our warm ups, gymnastics, everything like that. It's just a full body workout. It's total body. If anybody who's ever wrestled before, you got to use every muscle in your body. I mean, it's an incredible workout. The work ethic for wrestlers as a coach is second to none. I look at the wrestlers and I'm like, you guys are leading the path, right? So here's a great example. So I got an invitation or an opportunity, opportunity to go to the Olympic Training Center. So I took it. Nice. In Colorado? Yeah. Nice. Yeah, through the USAPL. I was part of the first group through USAPL to get invited to train there, yeah. So when we went out there, I was able to see all these top athletes training. And there was a wrestler, I don't even know this guy's name. He comes in, he got his head wrapped in an ace bandage,
okay? Because I guess he got cauliflower and it popped and you can see blood on it. He comes in with his coach with a singlet on to train, okay? And you know you're serious if you walk in there with a singlet in front of like 100 people, but he didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
And I seen him working out, and I realized right then and there that, yeah, those top guys, those elite guys, that's nothing to play with.
Yeah.
That's a machine. That's not a person. He has become a machine to destroy what's in front of him. So much respect to all the wrestlers, man. That was impressive.
Gosh, yeah. And like, I mean, even when you get guys like Josh Koscheck, who joined the UFC and had a tremendous career, saying that D1 wrestling is harder than MMA.
Yeah, I don't think he's lying.
It's like, it actually gave me chills saying that, because I got through 5 years of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty tremendous. I mean, well, one, the weight cut in college, it's like we'll wrestle 12 events in a matter of 3 months.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then instead of which MMA will be one fight in 3 months, and so you have one weigh-in, where we're holding our weight for so long, and it's like that alone, I think, is one thing that he said was harder, was like, you gotta be dialed in the whole time. Yeah. It's like you can't.
There's no off season.
There is no off season.
Just like in fighting, there ain't no off season.
Yeah.
If you want to be a top fighter, that top guy in the world, there's no such thing as any time off. You just got to keep working. So wrestlers have that mentality. It's why some of them have some freakish strength. You know, I had a friend back in the day named Noel. He was a wrestler. I believe it was UNC Greensboro. And he would take a kettlebell and lay it on the ring, all right, 50-pound kettlebell, and just twist it like this with his wrist back and forth. And I was like, oh, that's easy. And I go over there, and I was like stuck at the time. I'm like, oh, God. Like, because his wrist strength was so crazy for me to be able to grab somebody, take control of their wrist. I mean, this guy his forearms was legit. So, I mean, just little things like that. You're like, dang, man, these people are really like something else, man. Yeah.
Sure. But, I mean, I think every MMA or every martial art, every aspect has just being able to train and then step across from somebody one-on-one takes a certain level
that's not for a normal person.
There's no team, there's no looking, like it's funny when like there's no timeouts. There's no breaks, it's like you get a 1 minute between rounds or something. Things like that. And it's like I try to tell my kids now, like freestyle and Greco back in the day, we had a blood rag that we would put in our singlet and we would tuck it in our underwear. And then when we got a bloody nose or something, we wouldn't even be able to walk off the mat. We wouldn't be able to see our coaches. We would take the rag out, we'd wipe our blood, and we'd put it back in our underwear, and then we'd go wrestle again. And like these kids are like,
gladiator school.
Tough. And it's like, we just did it like it was nothing. And these kids now are just like, wait, I can't go see my coach if I'm bleeding. Like,
no.
It's like, no, just wipe it off and you're good.
Get back in there.
It's crazy.
It's funny how like the fighting world is based on a lot of experience. You can watch people fight all day. Can you learn something? Yeah, but if you don't go out there and experience it and see what it's like to have that human interaction, that very intimate interaction between you and the other person. Yes, it's not in a sexual way, but just in a very heartfelt way. When you're fighting somebody, you guys know each other better than like anybody else. You become best friends for that moment. And it's your choice to expose them or not. And if you respect the person in front of you, expose them, beat the shit out of them, make them work hard, show them that there's a different level. You know.
And it's intimate even in the way of training. I mean, like, you don't find one person in a gym that's very, very tough and not have someone a weight class below him, a weight class above him, a workout partner that's right on his heels trying to gun after him, or that's right there. It's like I always tell the wrestlers, I'm like, watch the weight classes around these champions, because you'll probably see a guy on the podium that's helping that guy get there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so it's like the love, like the one, you have to have the relationship with the coach, and then your relationship with your partner. I mean, having a good workout, that's what I feel like helped me get through college, because I just had such a good feel for wrestling that I could wrestle with our 33-pounder a couple weight classes below. I can wrestle above and wrestle our 65, and I can still give the feel. Even today, I can wrestle with our 115-pounder all the way up to like the 185. I try not to. The kids don't fall the right way when they get older. The higher the weight, if they fall the wrong way, it might be my limb, and so I don't go too heavy on the heavier kids. But I think it is a testament to like being a good partner and going down and wrestling these smaller guys.
For sure.
Being able to get them to train, and so
most guys, I think when you in a rough gym and you're boxing, you're sparring, there's always that guy that's gonna punish anybody new or punish anybody that they know they can, and they're just gonna beat the crap out of them and not learn nothing. They're just gonna do it just to dog you out, right? And that guy is not necessarily always a jerk off. Maybe half the time it's truly just their personality being a jerk off. Yeah. But some of them are there just to show, like, hey, this is the level I'm on. Don't get in here with me. And I respected those guys. I'm still getting in there with you.
Oh yeah.
Because like that's my way to get better. So if you was a better fighter than me, and anybody knows this, any gym I've been to, I'm getting in there with you. Nice. You know, and at the time,
seeking it.
Oh yeah, I'm looking for it. You know,
looking for that adversity.
When I was younger, I was only like 130 or 135. You know, I started gaining weight when I was over 30 years old, started powerlifting. Until then, I was like 135. So I'm in there with anybody. Yeah. I didn't care if you was 200 pounds, 250. Like, let's spar, let's fight. I want to learn. Did I occur some injuries from that? Absolutely. Did I learn some lessons from that? Sure. But it's about having that heart. Yeah. If you don't have the heart to get in there, it's just not going to work out for you. You know, you gotta have the ability to say, I can't let the fear consume me. I gotta overcome this moment and step up to the plate. So it's not about being fearless. You can have fear, just overcome it in that moment.
Yeah, you know, it's like being brave doesn't mean you lack fear. Yeah, being brave is that you just step forward through the fear.
Exactly. Yeah. You could be scared of shit. I've seen guys scared. I mean, you see it in their face.
Yeah. You see them still walking, shit coming out of their pants.
Yeah, but you know what? If you got in there, you got my respect. Yeah. I don't care if you got your head beat up the whole time, the entire time. You ain't laying one punch. The fact that you got in there and fought and sparred somebody, or you actually fought somebody, it separates you from the rest of the population, in my opinion. There's something different about how you're built to put your life at risk, to put your body at risk, and to get over any of the fears that you might have from people looking at you different, judging you, talking smack about you. To get over all of that in that moment and just concentrate on fighting, that's a great thing to see.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So after coaching, tell us about like how you start, like the idea behind the brand and what your mission is.
Yeah, for sure. So my daughter, her name is Kylie. She's 9 years old now. She's a type 1 diabetic. And she's tough as nails, you know, the sweetest thing on earth, you know, pink everything, just girly girl, right? But I see what she goes through with the insulin injections, the getting bullied at school and people don't want to play with her, and her coming home and asking, like, why did this happen to her? Why is she type 1? And just, when she was younger, she was asking these questions, difficult questions. Yeah. And since I was already in the fight world and I seen her toughness, it was almost like it just came to me one day. Like, yeah, we got to do something to help these fighters. And she was a big inspiration for this thought. And I was like, yeah, I need to come up with a way to help people. And I was like, I want to help the community I just left, which is the fight community. Mm-hmm. So through her toughness, came up with Complete Figher Combat Gear, where we sell merchandise and use a portion of it to sponsor athletes. Sponsor the young wrestlers that you might be working with. Sponsor the young fighters that are, you know, that don't have a lot of hopes and dreams and they just trying their best with what they have in front of them. You know, I want the kid that's in a dilapidated gym, speed bag doesn't work, no AC, but in his heart, he wants to be world champion. Those are the guys we're looking for. And we want to put some money in their pocket. Because money helps. You can eat better. You can travel to get where you need to be to get better sparring. Mm-hmm. I mean, money isn't everything, but it does help. So that's what we want to do is raise awareness to young fighters and put some money in their pocket, man.
I love that.
You know?
Yeah, and I love that it all sprouted from the story of your daughter and her fighting. And I love that it's like, that its origin is from a fighter that probably will never step into the cage. Yep. Never step into a ring. Yep. It's a fighter that will fight every day, and they probably don't even know that they're a fighter until someone else tells them. Yep. I told her. You told her. Yeah. And so it's just like I've been doing this every day, and then my dad told me I've been fighting, and now I'm a fighter. You know?
She loves it too, man.
And
she
loves the shirts too. There's something there's something to it. I mean, it's like it's almost like a it's like it's like a core value. Yeah. It's like just resiliency. Yes. It's like you just gotta continue to keep going forward, and that's essentially what fighting is. It's just like your relentless pursuit of just your passion. Yeah. That's awesome.
In type 1, that's for life. So it doesn't go away. Well, it's just like if you're a fighter, it doesn't go away. You're gonna fight to the day you die. You know, you're gonna be tough to the day you die. Yeah. And she tough as nails, man. That's my boo. That's my love. And my son, you know, I think every man before he has a son has some thoughts. I wonder if my son's gonna come out like me, or is he gonna be like this, that, and he just came out like Hercules. Like, he's just awesome, man. He's 3 years old, and he just comes into the room and just picks up a 15-pound kettlebell off the floor and is like, "Look, Daddy, I can pick it up." And I'm just like, "God, you're strong."
Perfect form.
Yeah,
I love
well,
that.
I don't know about the form.
Shoot, those babies have the form inbred in them. Like
Yeah.
I my buddy, my best friend Ross had when he had his first son. I remember watching him just try to pick up like medicine balls.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it looked like that medicine ball was an Atlas stone at
Yeah,
a World's
like he's a
Strongest
strong
Man
man.
competition,
Yeah.
and it was a perfect lift. And I was
Yeah.
like, whoa. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, so it's like, you're born with the form, and then you
Yeah.
just lose it by sitting in these chairs all day and
Yep.
and not having the active lifestyle that you want, and things
Agreed.
like that, and by
Agreed.
not fighting.
Yeah, man.
Not
Yeah.
fighting for what you want. So,
Yep.
man, that is very cool. And so, I know that you have that boxing background, and
Yeah.
but I know that this is for all athletes.
Yes.
And or yeah, I mean, it could be for all athletes.
Yeah,
so,
it's for anybody. If you are an actual fighter, you should love the brand because we're here to help the guys who need the help.
Mhm.
Everybody knows that in the fight world, the fighter has the short end of the stick. Not only are you the one risking your life, you're probably not getting paid what you're worth if you're not either talking mad smack or you're the elite level fighter
Yeah.
and you've had that opportunity to get there. What you need in the meantime, though, is to pay your bills and to eat good, you know?
Yeah.
So sponsorship's a big deal to me. It's very important to give these guys some money. Also, if you're just battling with maybe like depression, anxiety, stress at work, you know, you're fighting through that. You're a fighter as well. Maybe you have cancer. You know, it could be something as serious as that. If you're fighting through that.
Wow.
Everybody in life has a battle, so anybody can relate to being a fighter, you know?
Wow.
Mhm.
That is very, very cool. I might even, you just inspired me to, if there's any athletes that need any sports psychology help,
Yeah.
any of you, the athletes that you're sponsoring, if
Yeah.
they, let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
Because not only, like you said, depression and things like that, I mean, it's like the psychology of sport and just helping, like, because I know that when I was competing, there were some of my darkest times.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, when, like, especially college, my senior year, my coach, I was wrestling 157, and he came up to me after I weighed in and was like, "You have 2.5 weeks to get down to 149." And I was like,
Whoa.
I was sucked yesterday when I lost at 157, and now you want me to wrestle at 49? And he was like, "You gotta do what you gotta do for the team." And it's like those 2.5 weeks, I couldn't talk to my family.
Yep.
I had to cut them off because they were trying to talk me out of it,
Mhm.
because they don't want to see anybody. They don't want to see me struggle.
Yeah.
They don't want to see their son struggle through this, or
Yeah.
call them with tears in their eyes because they haven't been full in a week.
Yep.
Things like that. And so it's like there's these things that you battle while you're actually in the sport that a lot of times you can't talk to other people about.
Yeah,
because,
nobody can relate.
Because if they don't understand, they're like, you got to talk to a fighter about it, or you got to talk to someone about it, because if you talk to just a regular person, they're not going to understand the willpower that it takes, or the amount of determination that you've already put in to get this far. You can't turn around and try to backtrack now. It's like you got to lean into the uncomfortableness and try to make something special. And
Absolutely.
that's how I ended up being a Big 12 finalist my senior year.
Nice.
And so it's like,
Good stuff.
it's amazing that, and if I can help any of the athletes, like, because you said like money can help depression, things like
Yes,
that. And
yeah.
so like, shoot, I mean, if I'll even open up
Yeah.
something to them where they can, if you have a sponsored athlete who wants some psychological help, things
Absolutely,
like that, I'd
yeah.
be happy to help.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate
and that just helps me too, just because, I mean, I'm starting this coaching business too,
Yeah,
and I want to
yeah.
help as many people as I can, and like same mission. It's all about
Oh, yeah.
impact, ripple effect, things like that.
It'll come back around, man. Like, you know, it's hard to move righteously in life because doing evil things is a little fun and it's just readily
easy.
available. It's easy.
It's the easiest thing to
Yeah,
do.
but
It's
you
like,
know, the least we can do is try to make up for some of the wrong we did in this world and do some things right.
yeah,
You know, and there's somebody out there right now, you know, that's gonna listen to this, and this is gonna be like, yes, finally a company that actually cares. You know, because some companies, they say they care, we actually care. We got a fighter named Lamont Powell, right? He owns Gloves Up, Guns Down in Rhode Island. Owns his own gym. He's a young entrepreneur. He's a professional fighter. Incredible guy. He loves our mission. You know, as soon as we're done, I'm gonna be packaging up a little care kit to send to him, and we're gonna go visit him and visit his fighters too. But he's one of the guys that I want to talk to about a sponsorship, because I mean, this guy is incredible. Another fighter is Alex Steele. Great professional fighter. Is a young guy. He's coming up in the world.
Boxing?
Yeah,
Or
boxing. Yeah, these two guys
Yeah.
are boxers. And but we're open for sponsorships for obviously any athlete.
Yeah.
But yeah, those two fighters very supportive of what I'm doing on my mission. So I gotta shout them out, show them some love, man. So Alex Steele, Lamont Powell, go check them out, man.
Yeah.
Some good guys.
Keep fighting, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that we're planning on getting you out to the wrestling club, which I'm very excited about. One, because I think that my wrestlers since we started teaching boxing, it's like I think we can even transition to calling just all of our athletes fighters if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But we do have kickboxing and wrestling.
Yeah.
And I think that they would really enjoy just hearing from you, seeing these products, and then just hearing your story too. And so I'm gonna immediately share this with them, and then they'll probably be hitting you up like, when are you coming to C2X?
Oh, I'm coming soon, man.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm not a bullshitter. I get things done quick.
Oh, and that's why you're sitting here right now.
Yeah, for sure. Like you just sent me the invite. I'm like, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying?
And I know I didn't even because when we talked last week when you picked up some shirts, and you said, "Oh, bet I'll pick them up next week and we'll record the podcast." Usually I'm like, "Here's the Google invite, here, make sure you confirm." But I was like, "Nah, my man. I know my man's good for his word."
Yeah, I'm there.
And I was like, he's gonna be here, and so I'm really glad you pulled through because not only did you pull through, but you pulled me out of a funk of not recording.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the first one I've recorded since the Medium, which you guys listened to and loved, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to share this, and then I think I'll probably record another one tomorrow.
Yeah, nothing
really
wrong
get
with
going. I mean,
man. Once the fire starts, baby, you just keep going.
Sometimes you just sometimes life takes over, and then and I need that ass kicking, or that or just that little pick me up.
Yep, that's all, man. That's all it takes. Is anybody in the fitness industry, whether you are, one of those people who are dealing with being obese and you're trying to come down, or you're a hard gainer trying to go up, or you're trying to get stronger, whatever your mission is, we all have one thing in common in the fitness industry, right? And it is the knowledge to know that there is no easy route. Anybody who thinks there is, that delusion goes away once you get into the gym and you start to eat correctly. You'll know there's only one path to being great, and that's actually putting in the work. Yeah. There is no shortcut. So anybody out there right now that's like, oh, I'm gonna just take some steroids and look buff. People do steroids when they're on cancer. They don't look buff. You still got to go put the work in. Yeah. You still got to eat. Yeah. So there's no easy route, man. Yeah.
My one of my coaches, Tim Hennessy, he talks about this. The heaviest weight in the gym is the front door.
That's facts.
Because you got to get in there.
You got to get in there.
Yeah, you got to get in there. Yeah. And so and a lot of I'm a testament to that because a lot of times I was like hanging my head until I stepped foot in the gym. Yep. And then once you have your mindset, you're like, there's no messing around. Like
it's time to go.
Like I tell my kids, I'm like, leave all that BS off the mat. Once you step on the mat, no phones on the mat. Don't bring your phone on the mat. Yep. It's like I see someone text in and then they're like walking in their wrestling shoes and I'm like, nope. Don't put that phone down. Yep. Business time.
It's time to focus. Yeah. Man.
And that's whether it's a wrestling room, and that's whether it's a gym, anything like that. I mean, if you can. Luckily, I've had the enough discipline over. I mean, I started working out. I feel like 5 times a week when I was like 10. Like I started wrestling when I was 6, and then
born and bred in it.
And so it was like, and so now I'm like, I can't not go in there and give it. But it has changed a little bit. Yeah. It's like I love the mobility aspect. I love flexibility, and now I'm building the body that's gonna last me. Yeah. Hopefully 100 more years. Yeah, hopefully. I'll break 3 digits. Yeah. I'll break 3 digits easy. I have no question about that.
I got a family full of vampires. I'll be all right.
Yeah, if it's in my power, I mean, if my day comes, it comes, and I welcome it. Yep. But I'm very excited to become an old wise man. Yeah, man. And my Mr. Miyagi and my Complete Figher shirt, still getting some spinning back kicks on some bad dudes that still need it.
Got to, man. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're doing a really good thing with this podcast, just getting different people exposed. And, I look forward to seeing how this develops and continues to grow. But this setup already is legit. I feel like I'm about to star in a movie or something, man. So you're doing great for yourself, man. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
This is awesome, man.
Yeah. So how has being a coach, this is a big question. How has being a coach and being a student of the sport, turning into a coach, and now giving back to the sport, how has these different levels kind of helped you grow as a person? Big question.
Yeah, that's a difficult one, but I think the growth comes from something about your character changes. The love of giving. As a coach, you have to be very much about the person in front of you and not about yourself.
Yeah.
If you're more worried about getting money out of the person that you're coaching than actually helping them reach their goal, you'll never be successful as a coach. And if you are, don't feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
You are the used car salesman of coaches. We don't respect you as real coaches, right? Having the opportunity to see so many lives change for the positive, it just made me very proud of myself. Because I might have not been proud of myself my entire life because of things that I've been through. But it does give me an opportunity now to look and be like, dang, I did good, man. I helped this person lose weight before they got married, or helped somebody get off a bunch of medication now. And it's a really good feeling, man.
Yeah, I love that. If you have anybody that's kind of in the fight game right now, whatever sport it may be, and they're struggling to, whether it could be someone trying to make varsity, it could be someone like on a 3-fight losing streak, anything like that. Like, do you have any inspiration for that person that might be on the verge of quitting, but still loving the sport?
Yeah, well, you can quit, but the love is not going to go away. You can quit. And if you quit, that's your choice. But remember, you're still going to love that thing forever. If you're passionate about something, that does not go away.
Wow.
You know, so if you're at the house and you gave up on something, I guarantee you're going to end up watching it on TV. You're going to end up wanting to go to those events. That fire is not going to go away.
It doesn't go away.
No, so I would recommend you do not quit and continue to pursue your dreams. But just remember that it's the love that doesn't go away. The pursuit might, but the love does not. You know, it's like a basketball coach. Let's just say he coaches for 30 years, he retires. He's going to watch basketball every day until he's done. I watched a Mark Henry interview, and I love what he said because he said he's the biggest wrestling fan. Mark Henry was one of my favorite wrestlers. Like, I love Mark Henry, right? But he said he watches at least like 8 hours a week of wrestling. To this day, that's Mark Henry sitting back watching other people wrestle. Because the passion is there. So he might not necessarily be in there, but he's still, for the rest of his life, he's going to love it. So don't quit. Keep working. Keep your head down. Stay humble. And just remember, if you're going through something very hard right now, that's the rubber band effect, right? The hard part. And when it snaps loose and you're able to be released, you're going to see that that struggle was such a small part of your life. It was a very small part.
I love that. Yeah, tough times don't last. Tough people do.
Exactly. First person I heard say that was Floyd.
Oh,
I heard Floyd Mayweather Jr. say that, and I was like, dang, that was good, man.
I love that quote.
Yeah, definitely.
And what about, do you have any favorite books, podcasts, things like that you've kind of learned from that that you would recommend to either fighters or just anybody? Any books that have kind of helped you out along the way? Robert
Greene wrote a book called The 33 Strategies of War. It is an incredible book where they use like historical references to go deep in the mind about like overcoming things with yourself, and then also strategic things that you can do to people. Now you can use it in a negative way for manipulation, or you can use it as a way to see people in a different light and help them.
Yeah.
Very good book. If you haven't read it, go get it. Robert Greene, 33 Strategies of War.
Did Robert Greene write The 48 Laws of Power too?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
I do have that book. And
that's a good ass book.
Very similar book. Yeah. Like, that's like you can use it for
good or bad.
Yeah. And you can get what you want with it, but you might not like the way you get it, or you might not like the way people look at you afterwards. But yeah, that one was interesting when you figure out that it's like, because they market it as like a big CEO book, and then it's like the most read by business owners and convicts.
Because like you can use it for different things. Yeah, but also like people like C.T. Fletcher. Yeah, big inspiration for me too. You know, this is a guy who went through a lot of struggles in his life. Was world champion for the bench press, for the curl, a bunch of different things. And this guy's story is incredible. So C.T. is a big inspiration. Actually, my fiance ordered some stuff from his website one time, and he sent me a free little signed towel, which I appreciate, man.
Wow,
I gotta get that thing framed up and on the wall soon too in my office or something. But if you don't know about CT, go check him out, man. CT is a beast. I want to go visit his gym.
He has some good motivational videos up, and he I think he does some like I think he pumps out voice some voice motivational speeches.
Oh yeah,
and things
yeah.
like
He has
that,
things
too.
like that. Yeah. Very
Yeah.
early on, I think he had like an app you could download. I don't know if he still has it, where he's just cursing at you, yelling at you, because you know he's all into that, which I love it. And I used to go to the gym with my headphones on and hear CT yelling. I'm like, yo, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Blood, sweat, and tears. Like,
shoot, I was even this morning. I was listening to some motivational thing just on Spotify, and it was like, "I'm gonna show you how great I am!" Like, and just having everything. And I was juiced up. I was like, I'm on my way to volunteer, and I'm like shadowboxing, damn, in the parking lot, like ready to welcome people to the event. And it was, but yeah, gosh, I love that. Robert Greene. What was it? Robert Greene, 33
Strategies of War.
Strategies of War.
Yep.
Very cool.
It's an awesome book, man.
Look into that. Shoot, well, we've almost crushed an hour, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been awesome. Feel free to share where people can find you, social media links, things like that, and then have the mic if you have any last words too. We'd be happy to take the mic.
Yeah. Well, you could find me in person in the gym or with my family.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm those two places, but. CompleteFighterCombatGear.com. We're opening up in 3 weeks. You know, need a little time for that, but hopefully by the time this airs, we'll be ready to go. Not only that, you know, you can go to Instagram, Facebook, Complete Fighter Combat Gear. Feel free to go up there. I'm gonna be posting some fighters in the next couple months, some guys that are getting sponsored, some guys that we really are looking forward to working with. And if you can, whoever we post, man, just show them some love. To anybody who's listening, any fighter that we're talking about, there's a reason that we're looking at that particular fighter. So go out there, reach out to them. And do what you can. We'll have a donation page where you can donate. 100% of the money goes directly to these fighters. So, I mean, we'll even have a way for people on the website to kind of vote somebody in. Just, hey, if there's somebody in your city that's just crushing it, working on it, and they just need some help, let us know. So we can reach out to them and hopefully put some money in their pocket and get them some exposure.
I love that. I love that. I love your mission, Will. I think that you are definitely on the right track.
Thank you, brother.
I'm very excited to introduce the Complete Fighter Combat Gear to my wrestling club, all my friends, all my fighting friends.
I appreciate it.
Things
man.
like that. I
appreciate it.
I got a lot of friends that are now doing MMA that were my wrestling teammates and partners and stuff, and so happy to share this with them. And I see this being huge, man. I
appreciate it.
I know that you see it being huge, and
sure.
I just want to confirm your vision because
Thank you,
I think you got something special going on, Will.
Yes.
So I appreciate you coming in. And,
yes, sir. Make sure y'all go follow this man. Y'all listening to the podcast. Y'all do everything that y'all got to do because this is a young entrepreneur that's trying to help the world, be a life coach. He's doing a lot of great things with wrestlers, man. Follow this guy. Listen to this guy. He's good, man.
Yeah, Will.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate
Anytime.
it.
Thank you, brother.